Hi Garima, you are a psychologist. What prompted you to write about weight loss? It is not a usual topic covered by psychologists.
Hi. Yes, I agree with you. It's not usual for psychologists to write weight loss books. Most are written by nutritionists, dietitians, or even yoga experts. But I'll tell you my experience. I was practicing as a psychologist, dealing with people's emotions and helping them to be their best version. But I started to uncover this very silent epidemic, I like to call it, where people who were trying to lose weight and either were unsuccessful or only partially successful, they experience pain, they have sadness, it's heartbreaking for them, and over a period of time they develop hopelessness, and nobody was able to notice this, that so much of emotional energy, which was very sad and very heavy energy, was being experienced by all these people who are on different diet plans or in gyms or in slimming centers. So it was kind of a hidden epidemic. And in health psychology, it was always obvious to us that emotions like sadness, guilt, shame, feeling socially aloof or inept are all that make us, that give us low metabolism, low digestion. It reduces our immunity, reduces our reproductive ability, and it increases our body's tendency to put more fat. So fat storage increases, and I seemed to be the only one who was making this connection, that people who were failing at losing weight were creating the conditions inside them that actually leads to increase in weight and an inability to lose weight. So they were in a cycle, and there was enough knowledge out there that could be used by them to help themselves. That's why.
So, who should read this book?
Let me ask you a counter question. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you look into your eyes and see this confident person who's going places, who's working towards his or her dreams, full of energy, full of positivity? Or does the self-talk start in your head about, what's wrong with the way you look? Eyes are too small, nose is too big, too much fat on the belly, hips or thighs are too big, or something like that. So in case you're struggling with feeling good and confident and positive and energized about yourself, then you will benefit from reading the book. Also, any person who's a parent of pre-teens or teens, they will gain the knowledge to be able to help their child navigate this tough age. It's also important if you're just not at ease with your body, if you're struggling with self-love and you want to increase how good you feel about yourself. All of these people will find something in this book.
So, is this book just information about how the mind affects the body?
No, if I was just given the information, tombs of new information, I don't think I would know what to do with it. So that's not how it has been written. For those of you who are really not into reading long books, at the end of each chapter, there's just one list of key takeaways. You can simply read that. Also, in very bold print, there are activities. So you can simply read the activities. If you're already convinced, why you should be doing what I'm saying, then you can skip the theory and straight away go to all the activities in each of the chapters. It's a highly activity based book that has been written.
Diet and exercises don't work if we eat fewer calories, then are you saying that we will not lose weight?
The idea that diet and exercise is the road for weight loss has been around for at the least 5 decades now. So if this was complete advice, then obesity should have been eradicated. Instead, the reality is that all over the world, obesity is on the rise. 1 in 3 people is currently on a diet at any given point of time, and 2 out of 3 people will confess that at some point in their life they've been on a diet. So if we just see logically, we will realize that there is some problem with the advice that all you have to do is eat less exercise more and you're going to lose weight. It's definitely not worked. And now we have the science to understand why it doesn't work. We know exactly why if you reduce your calorie intake or you push yourself to exercise more, you will still not lose weight. So all of that is part of the book. I'm currently working on 2 books and both of them are really close to my heart. The first one is like The Body Nirvana but addressed directly to teens, because this generation has a lot of complications and problems that our generation never did. So the media messages that they have about what constitutes as attractive, etc., it's very, very negative. So I want to give them tools straight away in their hands which they can use to still have positive body confidence when they go through these difficult times. The second one is a book on parenting, which is my second love, and it's like a handbook that you can go to whenever you have an issue. So I plan to devote not more than 2 pages for any particular problem that you have. So as a busy parent, just quickly open the page and find some ideas of what you can do in that situation.
Can you share a little bit about your journey as a writer? How did this book come about, and some experiences around that?
It's a labor of love, this book. It took a long time because there was a lot of research already available, but they were in diverse fields, like from architecture to mindfulness and meditation to sleep research to design psychology. So I needed to connect a lot of dots. And for doing that, I actually reached out to experts who were working in these fields. So from Cornell's Food and Brand Lab to Mark David, who is the founder of the Institute of the Psychology of Eating, to authors who've written about Zen and mindfulness in eating, etc. And once I had this whole body of thoroughly reliable research, I mulched it and digested it and then came up with like 8 in broad categories, 8 categories of changes that you could make very easily, like just changing the kind of sofas that you choose to sit on, or having a place for yourself where you come into yourself. So easy, very easy and actionable items were created so that this book is not an encyclopedia, but it's an easy reference to be used.
So in case our audience and viewers have a question, how can they reach you?
Great, I love to hear from you. You can write to me at garima@thebodynirvana.com. That's garima@thebodynirvana.com. Also, I have a very active community and on Facebook called The Body Nirvana, where I'm happy to receive personal messages and your comments on the timeline. And if after having read the book, you realize that there are some things where you want some help on a longer term basis, I am a counselor and a life coach and I do see clients, so we can always set up a schedule an appointment and see each other one-on-one as well. I really want to tell that I find it so heartwarming to read the emails that I receive on my email and see the reviews on Amazon and Goodreads, etc., and Facebook messages from readers of my book. You know, all the hard work that went into preparing it and all the thought, you know, this hidden epidemic that I wanted to address when I'm actually able to make a positive impact. One person said they feel the healing energy, they even took the book with them to their knee surgery. Someone says when they're feeling very low, they just open any page and read and it gives them the right kind of thought process or positivity. Someone else said that they've started going back to restaurants with the whole family, eating and delighting in life and still losing weight rather than gaining any weight. So all of these kind of feedbacks really warm my heart, and I'm so blessed and so grateful to all the readers. Thank you so much.